My name is I'm a professor of colon and rectal surgery in Ankara University, Turkey, and the past president of the European Society of Coloproctology. So Sergey asked me to give a few words about how we can collaborate to do more education and research, and first why we should do it. Can we change the slides from here? Yeah. This map is showing where the research grants and the research projects are going, at least with the facilitation and sponsorship of ESCP. Unfortunately, that's inevitable or unpreventable to send more research to Western Europe because it's a democratic kind of distribution. The Eastern Europe countries, this includes Turkey at least until last year, is underrepresented in pan-European societies. The number of members from Ukraine is probably 5, 6 like that. But England is bringing 300 members, so it's not surprising that the grants are going more to the Western Europe that way. But what we should do, we should stay on our own, that we cannot collaborate. It doesn't mean that. We have a kind of collaboration here. We have relatives, we have genetical common background, and there are some kind of people living in both countries all around the Black Sea. So we should use that, and culturally we're much more closer. The infrastructure of hospitals are not very different in the Black Sea region. So we had an initiative 2 or 3 years ago. Why don't we collaborate around the Black Sea, the Chernomore in your language? Okay, I'm going to give a simple example. First, I should say a few words about the Black Sea colon and rectal surgery initiative or collaboration. We actually came together, we did a meeting, actually we did more than one meeting. So we should at least work on preparing a common guidelines about colon and rectal surgery management of this disease should be more or less common and standard in the entire region. So we came together and tried to set up a guidelines, and it's not easy because at least in one country, the standard and the infrastructure is changing from one place to another. The rural and urban parts are not similar at the moment as a problem in both regions. So it's not easy to write down a guideline, but we should at least have a simple consensus. And it's a dynamic issue, so be sure that we're going to meet again, and probably in the future, we're going to develop our own guidelines valid for the region. So BSCRS, don't forget this name, maybe it's going to turn into a bigger group and a more active group in the near future. So what we can do, here's an example, this has been done in the ESCP. These are medical students interested in colon and rectal surgery, so they came together. This is the website for that. So there's a study protocol was written, and then first it's advertised. The centers and the medical students all around the Europe and world express their interest first, and they get registered. Then the protocol is translated into several languages. That language at least shouldn't be a barrier in this level of civilization in the world. So finally, we have a similar protocol, but in different languages, and started collecting data. And it turned into a big paper at the end. That was a simple study. So what happens is, you get your own protocol in your own language. So you start collecting data from certain centers, and there's a person which is organizing the country, like one person in Kiev organizing 5 centers in Ukraine and similar in other countries. So we collect data through the internet in one center, and then we collect thousands of cases in a reasonable amount of time, and then we did the statistics and make a big information, big knowledge is produced by this way. So why don't we do it in a similar way? This is my university, this is Ankara University. We have 2 hospitals, and we almost have everything, technology, starting from robotics to endoscopies and everything. So, and we are very open to collaboration and visiting. We have residents from all around the area, from China to Arab Emirates, Palestine, Ghana, Sudan, and several. The Azerbaijanis are a little bit positively selected because of the similar language, but all around the world, we have 2 or 3 residents at the time. We have 30, 35 at a time, and 10% of them is reserved for international residents. And we have visitors from everywhere. We have 4 consultants in the colon and rectal unit and 2 junior consultants, so you're welcome to come and visit. So how are you going to come? There are several ways to come and financially get support to come and collaborate with the Turkish centers. This is TÜBİTAK, this is the Turkish Scientific Association, let's put it that way. And once you go into that website, you'll find the academic and business and industry. I saw that beautiful instrument out there. It's very cheap and reusable. That's the critical thing that is kind of limit to disposable devices as a power device to use in surgery. Being reusable is a totally an evolution in my mind. So, for example, that group can apply to this industrial and business part, and they can definitely get a Turkish partner and support to get at least into the Turkish market and more. Academicians are invited. There are international programs and international research programs. So if you are developing a project and get a Turkish partner, definitely you can get money if it's worth to, past a certain limits. There's other grants and scholarships for undergraduates, at least for example, a couple of scholarships given to visit Turkish national meetings. Say Turkish colorectal meeting, a medical student can apply to there and has to have a reason, like presenting a paper or a poster like that, so you can get financial support with that. And postdoctoral and international programs are very, very valid. They are definitely helping people. These are the websites to find where to apply. There is another association, but there's the Turkish Coordination and Collaboration Agency, it's called TİKA, and they have Turkish state scholarships. This has nothing to do with the universities, but they have an office in Kiev, I learned that, and here are the details, and here at the bottom is the email. So I should say that only 2 weeks ago, Taurida National University, this agency opened the department in that university at the Oriental Studies, and this is the address of it, and you can definitely collaborate with them, and we're really missing you to do better things and more things in the future. I'm not going to take more time, and thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm open for questions if you want to learn anything more about what I'm doing. Thank you very much.